So now I would like to shift to the research end of things and introduce my colleague Shamir Settle, a policy analyst with whom we worked together and who did a tremendous job working on the data tax proposal here at the Fiscal Policy Institute. Just to have her introduce herself and this research and provide the insights. Shamir?
Thank you so much, Jonas. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shamir Settle. I'm a policy analyst with the Fiscal Policy Institute, and I had the pleasure of working with Jonas on our most recent report titled The Fiscal Significance of Data, a $1 billion policy innovation. And this report is really what has gathered us here tonight. So I'm really excited to go over our findings and then hand it back to Jonas, who will lead tonight's panel discussion. So with that, I will begin. We know that our data is being used by top internet companies as a strategic resource, one that's crucial to the hundreds of millions of dollars that they earn annually. With this, we worked on understanding how New York State might tax these companies. In our newest report, which you can find on our website, we took a conservative estimate by examining the revenues of top internet companies in the US. Then we allocated a portion of their revenue to represent the economic value of New Yorkers' data. From this, we were able to estimate how much the state might be able to generate by adopting a 2% tax on companies that rely on leveraging New Yorkers' consumer and user data. And you can see below in our report online that we found that we might actually be able to generate anywhere between $700 million and $1 billion. As our reliance on data continues to grow, the positive revenue potential for this tax would also grow. This is an innovative yet moderate proposal for raising revenue that the state sorely needs at this time. Senator Gennardis's bill is on the frontier here in the US, but we are among many others who have more experience thinking about this issue and crafting targeted policy solutions to combat it. Policymakers around the world have been considering taxes on data. With the rise of multinational companies whose business models rely on data, there's an ongoing discussion of how to capture the digitalization of the global economy. Questions about data and its status as a strategic resource and its role in the global economy are being asked and explored by governments and institutions around the world. The European Union has enacted privacy laws that are designed to give individuals more control over how their data is collected. The OECD, for example, has been hosting negotiations with 137 countries to adapt an international tax system that would capture the digitalization of the global economy. Now, these are all ambitious plans, but closer to home, Maryland, California, and Vermont have initiated their own regulations to give consumers more control over their data. It also puts a spotlight on an unregulated industry that has been hidden in plain sight. As you can see, both internationally and domestically, governments have been exploring how to capture the revenue and protect its consumers from the companies that exploit their personal data. The digital economy is here to stay, and with it will come new rules and limits from governments. The proposal that we have outlined in our brief It's just one method of recapturing the value of data that New Yorkers have shared freely, which has helped to generate billions of dollars in revenue for companies. So our recommendation would be to adopt this 2% tax on companies that rely on leveraging consumer data of New Yorkers, but also to use this revenue to help expand technology and literacy education. Data is a really crucial component of our society and our economy, and it's really important that we are all on the same page about how our data is being used. And we should continue this conversation and start addressing our data policy needs in a robust and systemic way. It's the very least we can do, as data is increasingly a larger part of our daily lives. So with that, I will turn it back over to you, Jonas. Thanks.
Thank you, Shamir, for the summary of the paper. And of course, I would also add that it's not just about raising revenue. It's also about what we spend that revenue on. And you will see that the proposal includes a very significant measure that deals with tech literacy and education. That is important to consider, and that's important to know.